Did you know that 80% of the world's wealth is held by just 20% of the population, while over 1 billion people live below the poverty line with less than $1 a day? This is an astounding and thought-provoking disparity. In fact, by 2009, the number of people suffering from hunger had reached a record high of 1 billion. But what drives the poor, despite their hunger, to buy a television? And why do children from poor families often refuse to go to school, even when they receive financial aid? Hi, I'm Kimmy. Don't forget to follow the great books in the description. Today, I want to introduce you to the book Poor Economics by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2019. This book not only dissects the root causes of poverty, but also unveils the mindset behind the poverty trap, a mindset that may lead anyone to question their way of life. There is a thought-provoking story about a wealthy man from Hong Kong who decided to challenge himself by starting from scratch to prove that the poor can change their lives with effort. He hired a whole documentary film crew to record his life while living at the bottom of society, determined not to use credit cards or any family support, relying entirely on his efforts. However, just a few months later, he completely collapsed because there was truly no opportunity. In a place like Hong Kong, where the income is barely enough to survive, sustaining oneself is difficult enough, let alone investing, further education, or changing one's life. This story vividly illustrates the meaning of the poverty trap that the authors discuss in the book. The rich keep getting richer, while the poor remain trapped in a cycle of poverty. The poverty trap always compels us to reflect on the past years, especially when an unexpected pandemic thrust many into hardship. Poor financial planning disrupted lives due to unemployment and illness. These factors have deepened the crisis for many once wealthy individuals in their 40s. Why does poverty persist for some while the rich continue to amass wealth? This book uncovers the secrets of poverty, revealing the mindsets and habits that prevent escape from financial struggle. Let's delve deeper to understand the true nature of poverty. Does being poor lead to more consumption, or does more consumption perpetuate poverty? Let's listen to a surprising story from a remote village in Morocco. Banerjee, a researcher, met Ocha Mbak, a man living under difficult economic conditions. When Banerjee asked if you had more money, what would you spend it on? Mbak immediately replied, I would buy more food. While this response seemed reasonable, what surprised Banerjee was that Mbak's home already had a TV, a satellite dish, and a DVD player. Banerjee was even more astonished when he asked, why did you buy a TV when your family doesn't have enough to eat? Mbak just smiled and said, oh, the TV is more important than food. This is not just the story of one man in Morocco. For many poor people around the world, when they have a little money, they do not stock up on energy-rich food, but instead prioritize buying tea, sugar, and items that provide immediate pleasure but are not filling. The TV becomes a mental companion, helping them escape the loneliness and stress of their difficult lives. An English novelist described the lives of the poor in England in the book The Road to Wigan Pier. They prefer not to spend money on healthy food, but instead choose cheap, easy-to-eat items like white bread, butter, canned beef, tea with sugar, and potatoes. This is the poverty trap, where choices that offer immediate satisfaction lead them into a cycle of poverty. The reality is that whether rich or poor, everyone is easily tempted by immediate pleasures. But only those with knowledge and self-discipline can overcome this temptation and move towards a healthier and more prosperous life. This raises a significant question about why the poor often choose things that do not bring long-term benefits, and whether we can help them escape the cycle of poverty by raising awareness and enhancing their ability to resist short-term temptations. Living beyond one's means to maintain appearances is a serious issue. In the poorest regions, people often place an astonishing emphasis on rituals. For example, in India, many women have committed suicide because they could not afford a dowry for their daughters' marriages. Dowries have become an obligatory requirement. No dowry, no marriage. Similarly, in Africa, the poor spend excessively on ceremonies like weddings and baptisms due to fear of losing face. Many people with HIV lacking savings for funerals leave their families to bear the cost of funerals, which can amount to 40% of their annual income. This is an enormous amount for a tradition, yet it is considered mandatory. In daily life, we too easily spend extravagantly just to maintain our status, and the cost of such displays often results in future hardship. Turning to the issue of education, it is a crucial key to escaping poverty. Many governments have implemented policies to encourage the poor to send their children to school, such as providing financial rewards when children reach the 6th grade, and even more as they continue through secondary education. However, many families still do not send their children to school due to concerns about the high costs, financial burdens, and the number of children they have. In reality, the poor often have more children, not due to a lack of contraceptive measures, but because they view having many children as a form of security for old age. Sons are often valued more than daughters because they can help with heavy labor, leading to larger family sizes. Another significant economic factor is the uncertainty about future support. To address this, the author recommends implementing an effective social welfare system, including health insurance and pension funds, so that people do not feel the need to have many children. Returning to the issue of education, having many children often leads to all or nothing approach to education. For example, if a family has 3 children, they might only invest in the education of 2 of them up to high school, with the best performing child getting the opportunity to continue their education. Additionally, many public school systems around the world, such as in India, suffer from poor quality due to frequent teacher absenteeism or unjustified school closures. To improve educational conditions in impoverished areas, the primary responsibility lies with the government. The government needs to take measures to build trust with teachers and ensure quality education for children. What can we do to make a difference? An effective and meaningful way is to become a volunteer teacher. Though it may seem like a small contribution, it can lead to significant change. Volunteering to teach in impoverished areas should not be underestimated. Studies show that when students from urban areas volunteer in poor regions, they create immense value. They not only make a positive impact on the lives of children, but also ignite a flame of belief in education, helping many children recognize the importance of learning and thereby transform their lives. In addition, the ability to manage risk is crucial. When facing economic challenges, the poor often increase their workload, but they typically take on short-term and low-skilled jobs. Juggling multiple jobs rarely allows them to become experts or excel in a specific field. Furthermore, frequent relocation contributes to worsening poverty, making it even more difficult to escape the cycle of hardship. Frequent relocation creates instability in social relationships, leading to higher economic risks. While the poor often face these challenges, the wealthy benefit from abundant capital, broad opportunities, and a strong network of connections. They are willing to take risks, which contributes to their increased chances of success. As the Gospel of Matthew states, "For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them." The poor often start businesses not out of passion, but due to life's pressures, leading them to open only small shops and hesitate to expand due to fear of risk. This is a primary reason why poverty persists. To gain a deeper understanding of this issue, read this book. The author has dedicated 15 years to research and distilling valuable insights, and below are the key points and conclusions from this research. First, poverty is not merely an arbitrary condition, but often stems from the family environment. Poor parents pass on not only their mindset and approach to relationships, but also their life experiences, profoundly influencing their children's entire lives. This influence is akin to an unchangeable DNA that is transmitted from one generation to the next. Second, poverty largely arises from the pursuit of immediate gratification. The excitement from gaming, browsing social media, or watching videos can easily overshadow the dry process of reading books. These temptations trap us in the cycle of poverty, as learning and reading require long-term investment and patience for sustainable results, whereas instant pleasures from games or other entertainment offer only short-term satisfaction. Third, focusing solely on short-term plans without establishing long-term strategies often leads to failure. Pessimism and lack of confidence about the future, combined with greed, impatience, and speculative decisions, only increase the risk of failure. Fourth, refusing to learn is the greatest trap of poverty. When we reject learning, our cognitive abilities diminish, trapping us in a deadly cycle that erodes our motivation to improve. To achieve wealth, it's essential to work hard, invest in health, maintain a nutritious diet, prioritize education for children, and access reliable and comprehensive information. Only then can we overcome poverty and attain success. The harsh social realities of why the poor remain poor are vividly illustrated in this book. By the end of it, you'll gain profound insights into the nature of poverty, allowing you to take control of your own life. Build a prosperous life not just in material wealth, but also in health, mindset, spirit, and soul. Thank you for listening. If you found this video useful, please share it widely, like, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest videos offering valuable knowledge from great books. Thank you, and see you in the next videos.